Alright, so I made it back out. It's September 14th, I believe. And I haven't even finished editing the last video, the second part. And I'm already back out in the woods, so that's a good sign. And Chief is down there doing his thing. We decided to hit the Appalachian Trail, you know, to get out, get some time in. Not like we don't have enough already. But you can never be in the woods too much, in my opinion. And haha, short beard. Woohoo! So yeah, the road is right down there. We're up above it, so you can hear it. And there's a lot of people out today because the weather's great, but it's Sunday, so I expect they'll all disappear in the afternoon. And hopefully won't have to deal with anybody at night while I'm camping. I work weekends, so I get to go out during the week a lot. And it's nice not to run into too many people. So, anyway, get some hiking done and I'll get back to you guys when I get somewhere. Alright, see ya. So there's a little spike. Little young buck right there. Maybe you guys will see him. Sorry. There's a little buck right. So we scouted out a couple of spots to camp. Chief's back guarding the pack. He's a funny guy. He won't leave my side for any reason at all, but he knows when we're at camp. And you know, he might stay back there and guard the camp, and he might follow me over here. I was just checking on a water source. I have 2 liters. 2 liters of water I brought with me, and I tanked up before I started walking, so I didn't need to drink any on the hike in. You know, I've probably upped a liter at least. Looks like there is no water source. I would say that's pretty much it. Now supposedly, somewhere around here, there's some chicken of the wood growing. Not seeing it. Unless somebody already got it. It's pretty dry, but seems like I'd see some sign of it. Oh. Camera. I'm gonna scout around a little bit more and we'll figure this out. Be nice to find somebody. It is late in the season. You know, it's September. And it's been a little bit dry. Kind of. So, anyway, I'm going to look around some more. I'll get back with you guys. So I was trying to find that spot where at least I'd see where the chicken of the wood was growing out in this area. You know, I like to know a lot of different spots that are mushrooms are growing in. But I'm not able to spot it. But while I was looking, I did find some little grove of sassafras. You see this guy in here? This is a sassafras. So There's another one and another one and another one. So, you know, maybe we'll got a little piece of a root there, like a small batch of tea. Well, that's that for the water. At least I brought some with me. I mean, at least I know to look in this area. The chicken of the wood. You know, it's tough if you don't know where it's growing, or, you know. And I keep looking for it though. Sometimes you're right on top of it and you won't realize it. Also looking out for some firewood. Alright. So that's that. Give you guys the walk around. This is set up for one person. It's very tall. If you make that shorter and make everything wider, you can sleep 2 people. And I mean 2 full-grown men. Like 200-pound, 6-foot-tall men. So I've definitely had in there. When it's an emergency and you're going ultralight, it's nice to have a 1.5 pound tent that can sleep 2 people. So it's I don't do very many gear reviews, but you know, this is the Henry Shire's Tarptent, the Contrail. I think it sells for about $199, $225, something like that. So it's you know, it's all sil nylon, carbon fiber stays. They're adjustable. Then it's got 2 tie-outs on the back, 2 on the front, and you put a trekking pole right there in the middle. And you know, the time that I do gear review is the time the gear is almost destroyed. So I got this in 2009. I hiked the entire Pacific Crest Trail with it, which is, you know, 2,700 miles, 2,600 and something, whatever, from Mexico to Canada, in California, Oregon, and Washington. I went through hell in this tent. I had to share it with my wife for 6 weeks while she was out. She hiked 600 miles or so in 6 weeks with me during her break from being a school teacher. And, you know, I had to fix the zipper. I actually fixed that myself. It was just coming apart. I just cleaned it up and tightened it. Other than that, this is a perfect tent. I really like it. I've been in a blizzard, completely buried in it, with my wife and Chief. And the snow was probably, you know, it was really, really deep. So anyway, Henry Shire's Tarp Tent. I'll give you guys a tour once I get moved in, get my pack unpacked. But yeah, it's 2009, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That's 5 years that I've been abusing this tent. I'm a guide. I use this tent all the time. I use it in winter conditions, in the Catskills and the Adirondacks. It's 1.5 pounds, and it fits in my pack very small. I mean, it's very small. So, yeah, no, anyway, I highly recommend this tent. You can get your hands on one. You know, I can't say enough about it. And, you know, this is definitely a gear review out of love for equipment. I'll be buying another one exactly like it. I don't want a fancier version. I don't want a bigger version. I don't want anything different. It sleeps 2 people just fine, and a dog, and Chief. And, you know, it's, you know, I can't say anything that could possibly, you know, make it sound as good as I want it to right now. So anyway, quick story. Was visiting with a buddy, Redhead, on the Pacific Crest Trail. He had family and friends come in from like Santa Cruz, and you see the red duct tape in there. That's been in there since 2010 on the Pacific Crest Trail. We were like outside the Sierras somewhere, the high Sierras, and we'd gone to a campground to meet his dad, and it was a different thing than being on the trail. It was pretty awesome, and we went to go do some stuff, and I came back and ground squirrels had chewed a hole in my tent, and they got all my resupply. So there was packages. I had little baggies of muscle milk, so I could have one every day for like a couple of weeks. They had taken all the muscle milk packets and dragged them out that little hole, and there was baggies of weird brown powder everywhere in the area. It was hilarious and not funny at all, but needless to say, I missed my protein shakes, and I had to fix my tent. But I haven't touched that duct tape since 2010. And it's still there. It's like a... You guys can see that. It was a pretty big hole. This is a door. That's the foot. This is what they call a floating floor. You can tighten it up. to the point where it'll actually float off the ground. And it has these toggles. The toggles on this tent are awesome. So these toggles, you can just tighten up the floor actually. And that goes straight out to the stake there. And that's a stake I found here, someone left. The rest of them I use sticks. Anyway. Yep. Yeah, there's no water, guys. Yeah, it's totally dry. Yeah, this section's like a desert this time of the year. Yeah, it was kind of disappointing. Yeah. It's rained tons 30 miles from here, you know? It's crazy. Just give me a second. A little char material. Flint. Quartz. Steel. Morning. Alright, so here's the stove. Here's my coffee. Little GSI stainless steel kettle. I've got my little rock chair here. Here's Chief. Here's where our fire was. Here's the Contrail. And that's my Bushcraft coffee. Show you how this works. The finum.com, phenum.com. Put your coffee grounds in there. It's like an MSR mug mate. It's pretty awesome. And then I have my coffee going. Alright, so I'm gonna take down the camp a little bit. Go relax in another spot. Just to give you guys an idea of how I do it. I generally use frameless packs. You know, there's nothing but a sack. And this is a Go Light Jam 70. I believe it. Jam 70 right there. It's 70 liters. It's got a big back pocket, 2 side pockets. Like I said, I don't do gear reviews unless I've had it for years and I've used it. I loan this pack out to guests on overnight winter survival trips, on you know, backpacking trips in areas like this. So I'm just going to loosen up the sides. I'm not going to open the buckles. Let me just have a 3/4 sleeping pad. If I get really cold, I put the pack under my feet if I need it. Last night was pretty cold, but I only had a 45-degree sleeping bag. And, you know, it's pretty much, you're going to be cold anytime you have a 45-degree sleeping bag. I just didn't want to carry a lot, so I opted for less in the warm range. You know, makes kind of like your bucket in there. And then most of the time I just start throwing stuff in the bottom, depending on what it was. This is a cocoon silk sheet. One of my favorite pieces of equipment. Makes a great scarf if you're cold. stuff out. Alright, so about as easy as this. Remove the pole. You can use the stick also if you don't use trekking poles. And you just go around four sides. Right on the inside there's a pocket. I put the stuff sack in. So I just take the stays, the carbon fiber stays in the back. Wrap them, shake. And I like to stuff those on one side and then stuff the tent onto the other side. So you can see this is very small. I mean, my first aid kit, it's not even 2 first aid kits. There you go. Put some stuff back in there and I'll be done. And by the way, Chief is being lazy. Chief is being lazy. Let's come in and see what he's up to. Chief, why are you so lazy? Chief. Hey, buddy. Chiefy, hey. Come here. Chiefy. Come here, wake up. Gotta go hiking. Chiefy, where's those doggies at? Where'd you see some doggies at? Did you see some doggies? They're over there. Where are they at? Get them. Oh, get them. He's so lazy. He's like, if there's something to get, I'll get up. If there's nothing, please leave me alone. I'm going to go back to sleep. Disturbing the puppy. So in 2008, when I hiked the Appalachian Trail from Georgia to Maine, I remember coming to the Wildcat shelter, and I've heard several people say that they don't like it, and each their own, but I think it's beautiful. I think a shelter should be rustic and kind of crappy, and I like that. But I'm gonna give you guys a quick tour. Chief and I broke down camp this morning after having coffee, and so now we hiked over to the lean-to, the Wildcat shelter. It's a lean-to, and they're every so often on the Appalachian Trail, and sometimes they're so far apart that it's more than a day's hike. So sometimes you have to stay in the woods on the Appalachian Trail. It's not always in lean-tos. Last night, Chief and I camped out and used the Henry Shire's Tarptent, and other than being dry, there's no water here. Certain times of the year there's not much water, but so the Wildcat's up on a nice ridge. You can see it's nestled in here. There's the sun coming up, so that's the east right there. It's a little bit brisk today. So the trail going back out that way. The Appalachian Trail's on the other side of that hill, actually going this way, and it goes down the hill. So I've already kind of spread out a little bit in here, but here's the lean-to. See, it's pretty simple. 3-sided shelter. Here's some of my stuff. Pack and everything. It's part of a book I found, and that made some good fire starter to get a quick morning fire going. Chief's in there sleeping. Chiefy, hey, where's the doggies at? You want some doggy food? No, he's out. So anyway, real quick, you know, the rules of a lean-to is that the width of a sleeping pad, however many that can fit, which is about 6 or 8 in here, I guess, is how many people are allowed to sleep there. And if you're in there, you can't claim the whole thing. You have to sleep in one slot. It's the law. And if someone else comes in, you have to have the other space available for them. If you don't do this, you could get in trouble if someone were to push it and report you. And if you're too rude about it, I'm sure someone will report you. But I haven't run into anyone bad enough to actually call the rangers on. Even though, you know, being a guide, it is my job to kind of monitor things and make sure everything's cool. And if it's not, give the rangers a guy, you know, give them a call. So, you know, it's a public place, and that's pretty much that. There's a lean-to, not the lean-to, but the privy is back there. You can't see it, but that's for number 2. You know, you should urinate, you should pee outside in the bushes, not in the privy. And, you know, you should keep fires small, not too big, even though they have a gigantic fire pit. But, you know, this is only 40 minutes from the city, so I like to come out to this section of the trail a lot. And I like this lean-to. I don't sleep in it much. I like to camp out. But I have slept in it. But I've also run into a homeless guy, and, you know, then I hike off at night. That was another video. Bushcraft Buddy Burner. That video was actually shot after I hiked off at night from this lean-to because of a homeless weird guy. You know, you can have some drinks, but don't be, you know, pissed drunk. You know, that's just uncalled for any place like this. So anyway, it was a great night. My coffee's working, so I'm talking up a storm here. And then my morning fire, second round is awesome. It's really nice. And I'm trying not to rush out. I'm trying to spend as much time in the woods as I can today. It's my 2-year anniversary also to my wife Missy. So happy anniversary. I'll include that one on this one. And yeah, I'll be back in the city way before she gets off work. And I was already informed it's taco night. So I'm going to jump on and get some taco ingredients together. So, alright. Cheers, guys. While we're off. Sun's still coming up. That way is Maine. Up there is Wyndham Woodcraft. And I think NEK Canoeist maybe is in Maine also. Anyway, you just walk that way, come see you guys. And then this way we got the Deep South Experience. And Randy. Yeah, man. You could just go visit everybody just by walking on this. So the shelter is that way. There's a little sign over there. And there's a nice little sign that's new. Points that way. Alright. Let's get to hiking. All total on this one, it's probably about 8 miles. So this is the old trail. Some dude came in on that yesterday. You might not realize there's a new trail in. This one was a V. You know, went through a lot of mucky areas when it was wet. So it's good they changed it. So I'm on the Appalachian Trail, so I guess I should tell a story from the Appalachian Trail. And so there was a day we came up to a lean-to. Could have been Wildcat, or it could have been another one. And the general and Jukebox had actually hiked into town and to a store. And this girl Forrest Gimp and I, we kept hiking to the lean-to, and we got to that lean-to, and I believe it was the same one. We set up our camp. A few minutes later, the general pops up, and Jukebox. These are all trail names. And, you know, I'm Chief Daddy, and that's Chief. So, basically, we see this dead mouse that's all stiff, like rigor mortis, just laying there in front of the lean-to. And it's like, ugh, look at that dead mouse. And then I think it was the general pointed out, he goes, oh, you know, it's moving, zombie mouse, you know. And everybody's jumping around, freaking out, and we're looking at this zombie mouse. It's just totally like stiff, rigor mortis, laying on its side, not moving a limb, but it is slightly levitating and crawling away somehow without moving. It's a crazy zombie mouse. So a couple minutes later, this crazy looking black beetle is pretty large, pops out from under it. It's just, hey, I'm dragging my lunch home. You know, it's pretty funny though. But the general and Jukebox, the best part of this story is they each pulled out a 12-pack of beer. Right out of their packs, out of the top. So they went into town and they got more beer than 4 people would need. You know, a 6-pack each basically for everyone. So Forrest Gimp got a 6-pack. I got to drink a 6-pack. Jukebox and General definitely. You know, maybe we didn't drink them all that night. Maybe we saved some for the next night. But, you know, man, when you've been on the trail for months and months, and you, you know, somebody does something like that, it's like magic. Trail magic. That's why we call it trail magic. Alright. Let me stop talking. Start walking some more. Give you guys a view up here. This is a nice ridge. Hey, Chiefy. Chief. Wait. Alright, let's go. There's a lot of edibles here. Lots of these bushes are blueberries. It's just out of season. And I believe there's 3 kinds of blueberries back here. There's a tall one with fatter berries, shorter ones with smaller berries. You know, sometimes they have a little different name, but they're blue. They're edible and they taste like blueberries. That's what they are. So there's a lot of wild mint, sassafras, chicken of the wood. I mean, just got to know when and where. And it's definitely not near the trail. That's a tall blueberry. Got some short ones, and then this bush is this is wild mint. Smells pretty awesome. And then, wait, Chief, wait. Check this out. Don't want to fall in there. Come, Chief, come. Be careful. I don't know how you're actually ran to the alternate trail that goes around this for bad weather. Now he's shadowing me on the trail below us. Chief, come. Let's go. Go, go, go. So, that's what I just came down. Pretty treacherous. Chief, let's go. Let's go. Little booger remembers it. Come on. Let's go, go, go. Let's go, go, go. Always got to watch out for copperheads right here. I like to get in these cracks and menace people when you walk by. So yep, there it is. Let's see if I can get out of here. Perfect. Look at that. He scrambles up the backside because he knows he can. And then he uses this alternative bad weather trail because he can see me up on the ridge. He's a funny little guy.